What's up, guys? It's Patricia from tarantulaheaven.com. I want to introduce you to Miss Spidey, my G Rosea right here. Today we're going to talk about how to respect spiders in general, especially if you are somebody who struggles with arachnophobia and you don't want to. I do think that quite a few people watching this channel are maybe not tarantula owners. Maybe they're people who are just fascinated by tarantulas, maybe thinking about maybe one day getting a tarantula, or just trying to use the weird things I share about tarantulas or Miss Spidey over here to slowly warm them up to not being arachnophobic anymore. So these are some baby steps that you could do. I have actually made a whole other video about how to get over arachnophobia, so I will link that below. You can certainly look at that after this, but here's another way that you can kind of respect spiders that doesn't require you to do anything other than just living peacefully with them. And if you are arachnophobic, you probably were like, oh no, when I said that, but just hear me out. So I have heard that many people who follow Spidey's blog on Tumblr and this channel are people who are a little bit scared of spiders or tarantulas. And this blog, because Spidey and Blinky are so cute, Blinky is my other tarantula, and the things that I share are really educational or sometimes just cute and silly, that it actually helps them have a greater perspective about spiders and tarantulas. So I hope that this can be the same. Now, I guess I want to, before we get into it, kind of talk about why would you want to overcome arachnophobia? Or like, what is the big deal? Why do we want to improve our relationship with spiders, or any insect for that matter? And the truth of the matter is that spiders are going to be a part of your life. You know, unless you're exterminating your entire house every week, insects are a part of our lives. And if you have a basement, if you live in a home, you're likely going to come across all sorts of creepy crawlies in your life. And spiders are a part of just our lives. They keep our ecosystem in check. They are a part of the circle of life. And so understanding that you will never be completely safe from spiders or insects, and so making peace with them is certainly going to enrich your life. I can only imagine how debilitating it is to have to worry about, you know, staying up at night. Is there a spider in my room? Or going to somebody's house, what if I see a spider? Or going outside, not being able to enjoy nature, having to be hyper vigilant all the time. That is exhausting. Having a phobia is exhausting. Some of you might know this, but I am a therapist in my working life. And so I do see how severe phobias can be and just how much they can hold us back. And so you kind of coming to some sort of peace, like you don't have to love spiders, you don't have to have a spider as a pet, but just having a more peaceful relationship can certainly enrich your life and make you feel just so much more relaxed. So I wanted to share just maybe how you can start to build a little bit more compassion and understanding for these creatures. Now, I have a pet tarantula, but that doesn't mean that I'm completely fearless when it comes to spiders. That is not the case. I actually sometimes get very squeamish around creepy crawlies. You guys saw my video about cockroaches. If you did, I'm kind of squealing as I feed my cockroaches because that's what my spider eats. And so, you know, I will say that being up close and personal with these creatures like the cockroaches and Spidey and Blinky, that definitely has allowed me to have a greater understanding of these creatures, and that certainly helped build my compassion for them and my love for them. But for you, you don't have to have a spider to have that happen. You can do things like taking care of your house spiders. And so I would urge you to kind of see your relationship with the spiders in your home or in your life, whether they're pets or not, as a coexisting relationship, especially if you have things like house spiders and house insects. These spiders in particular in your home actually serve a wonderful purpose. They keep maybe the not so nice bugs out. And you might think that a spider is a not so nice bug as well, but they are actually very, very useful. So I would encourage you to just start focusing on living peacefully together with these spiders at a distance. You do not need to go near them, but maybe cultivating respect. And that is kind of what I do with my house spiders. I'm going to introduce you to some of my house spiders in a second, but I have really, over the last few years, especially since having Spidey and Blinky, having bugs as pets has really helped me become more compassionate towards all living things. And I am somebody who really loves interior design. I really love having a clean home and cleaning. And so I found myself at a crossroads in that in my basement, I was finding a lot of spiders and spider webs, and their webs would have lots of bugs in them. And I was kind of like figuring out, like, what am I gonna do? Because these webs don't necessarily look nice. Having these bugs in the webs don't look nice. But I feel like my compassion has grown so much for these animals that I have not wanted to ruin their webs, and I have not wanted to hurt them or ruin their homes or take their food away from them. And so that's kind of, I've just kind of been tolerating it. I think sometimes when I'm cleaning, I can get a little bit neurotic about it. And I'm just learning to tolerate that because I do want these spiders to live their full life, you know, even if their life looks different than mine. And I found a way for me to keep my space clean, but also respect their little corners and leave their little corners alone. And I will show you that in a second. And I do think that I've gotten over time to be in a really good place in that, like, that's their space. The rest of it is mine, and so they can have it. And they do serve a purpose for me. I really think about that, and that might help you too, because there are several basement bugs that I am not fond of. Like, for one, and I'm getting better with it, but those like centipede bugs that, like, they're really fast and they've got a million legs, I am not good with that. I really like worms and stuff like that. I don't know, I can't. So the spiders actually catch those, and that kind of, I'm actually really grateful for the spiders, because those are the bugs that I get the urge to kill because I just can't tolerate them, but I don't want to kill them because I am trying to cultivate compassion and peace in my life. And so the spiders, because it's all part of the circle of life, the spiders take care of that for me. I don't have to get involved. I have found many a creepy crawly centipede in their webs, and I didn't have to do anything. So I'm actually quite grateful for the spiders, because I work out in my basement and I don't want a centipede to crawl on me while I'm doing my workouts. So I'm really grateful for the spiders. So I'm gonna show you one of my house spiders, and we'll see if I can find any more, but I'll just kind of talk to you about how we live together. And maybe it'll help you start to make peace with the spiders in your home. Okay, so we're in my basement, and luckily the main house spider that's always here is home. There was a second house spider, but I think they moved. So I'm gonna show you the house spider that I've become very familiar with, and luckily you can see all the things that they've caught. This is my house spider that lives in a little corner on my basement bathroom. You see that they've gotten quite a few worms and little bugs and big bugs. They had a centipede in there before, but I cleaned that up because it was all dried up. I do sometimes occasionally clean this space, but I try to be really mindful, and maybe you can do this with your house spiders too. I personally really try not to ruin their homes. I really try to clean their space in a way. Ooh, look at them. Yeah, I try to clean their space in a way that will not disrupt the web too much. So the reason why I haven't cleaned these up is because there's quite a bit of web in front of it, and there's no way that I can clean those up without actually ruining the web. And so I really am leaving it alone right now. Sometimes it drives me a little nuts because it doesn't look very nice, but it definitely, as you can see, is serving a purpose. It's definitely getting all those bugs that I'd rather not come in contact with. So eventually this spider will move, or they'll change their webbing or something, and I'll be able to clean that. I do, you know, in a basement, I do find cobwebs around all the time. What I'll try to do if I'm cleaning cobwebs or trying to clean up is that I will try to, one, see if the spider's home, if there was a spider living there. I try to kind of observe the spot for a week or two to see if a spider comes home to it, because I just try to think, like, how would I feel if I went out for an outing to go find food or something, or, you know, I don't know, do something that spiders do, and if I was a spider, and then I came home and my home was gone, and that would make me really sad. And I know that spiders can't feel that, or at least I think they can't, but still I try to have compassion for these creatures. And so I try not to vacuum up a cobweb or clean a cobweb unless I am completely sure that a spider is no longer living there. And if a spider is living there, I try to clean the area in a way that doesn't disrupt too much of the web. So yeah, this is one of the spiders that I'm currently living with, part of my basement. And you know, this is just a corner in my basement, and it's just like, you know, little corner on the side of the vanity. Yes, it looks a little bit dirty, but it's not hurting or bothering anybody. And for those of you who are arachnophobic, could really be a way that you start to try to learn how to live with spiders more peacefully and not be as reactive. You know, this is a spider who is not hurting anybody. They stay on their web. They don't really venture out. And if they do, that's also okay. It's very unlikely that we'll actually come in contact with each other. So yeah, that's kind of how I've been living with my house bugs and my house spiders. There's a few more over the basement, but I can't find them right now. But yeah, if you are struggling with arachnophobia, I know that house spiders are a part of your life that are probably quite difficult, but there are ways that you can learn to live a little bit slowly, more peacefully, and learn how to coexist in a way that doesn't hurt your life as much, because I know that having a phobia, especially about a part of life that's unavoidable, can be really, really hard. And so I hope that this video just shows you different ways to deal with this issue. I know we all have house spiders, so I hope you found that this was relatable. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for those of you struggling. And I'll see you next week for Tarantula Tuesday. Thanks for meeting my house spiders. Take care. Bye-bye.